Hello, everyone. This is Lorrie Hargis, registered aromatherapist and flower essence practitioner. I am so excited to be able to step into 2023 with you. And today, I really wanted to speak to you about, how to overcome fear and have the courage to really have what you want in your life. This brings me back to a story with one of my closest friends. Years ago, we were talking about our fears and how fear can either propel you to do something or stop you from doing something. Well, when I was telling my part of my story about fear, I was telling her how sometimes I wouldn't even try. I would say, oh, what's the use? And this stemmed from me being a very timid and shy child. And in fact, when I was in kindergarten, the teacher said, Lori's sweet. However, she's very shy and timid. And this has been something that I have always struggled with is internally being very shy and timid. I know you guys see me doing videos and teaching classes and doing all this, but it really has taken a lot for me to put myself forward, especially when I go into a crowd, a room with a large amount of people. I become very shy inside. That child in me still is shy. However, my girlfriend said to me, she goes, I'm afraid, my fear is if I don't do it, what will happen to me? So you can see the two different sides of fear, how fear can be used in a positive way to make you courageous, like she is. She's very courageous. And so every time I fear that I feel this fear again, I think of the story with her and say to myself, well, Lori, if you don't try, how are you going to ever know if it's going to work or not? So give it a go. You know, use your courage, use your strength of your heart and courage to do it. And I also found how I helped overcome this fear too is I also found a Bach flower remedy called Mimulus. And Mimulus is a flower that is this beautiful yellow flower with these red dots in it. And it's something that Dr. Bach developed in the 1930s. Dr. Bach was a surgeon. He absolutely wanted to help people get better, like most doctors do, right? And he was a homeopathic doctor too. He also was studying vaccines and had made a vaccine for bacteria. However, every time he did surgery, his clients, his patients still had the same emotional and mental challenges. And they still weren't happy. They still didn't have their purpose. So he completely stopped his practice and he said, I'm going out into nature and I'm going to find remedies that are going to help people on an emotional and mental level. Now, this took courage too, didn't it? Because he completely stopped a very profitable practice to go into nature and find these beautiful flowers for us to help us on a mental and emotional level. So, Mimulus is one of the 12 healers, the first 12 flowers that he found that could really help people with fears. And this is, sometimes we have fears on top of fears. We have layers of fears. So you could have a very type of superficial fear that you're feeling that you know you have, but underneath is a deeper fear. And Mimulus helps us on this level. It helps us when, like me, I was very shy and timid. So it really helped me to get through that. So I could stand up and talk in front of people and not be as fearful when I walk into a room. And I can always use Mimulus to help me get through that with my positive affirmations. So It's one that can help you not only for shy and timidness like I had to help build your self-confidence, it also works like, say, you've been shut in for the last 2 or 3 years and you have social phobia now, or you're afraid of getting sick. This is where Mimulus can really help you. Or you're concerned that I'm not going to have money anymore. I'm financially not going to be able to make more money. What am I going to do? And you get yourself all stirred up into worry and being anxious, right? And this just becomes a consistent revolving door. You're just going around and around in your mind about how these things aren't going to happen for you because you are so fearful. And Mimulus pulls you out of that. It really gets you back in to your self-confidence and helps you let go of those kinds of fears. So I really wanted to share this with you today. And so it could help you have a better new year and start you off right by just trying Mimulus flower essence. And all you've got to do is take like 4 drops under your tongue 4 times a day. So you can give that a go. And then make sure that you've read the rest of my newsletter that I sent out to you today, too. So that way you can see what other things that you can do to help you with fears. And make sure that you get signed up for our Wishes Fulfilled webinar that's coming up on January 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'd love to see you there. So let's make sure that you have a phenomenal 2023. And don't forget your essentials. Use your common sense. Au revoir.